If you find this show informative or funny, you should tell your friends, your family. You got fingers. You got fingers. You got fingers. You got fingers. Come on.
5 different shows.
5 different shows.
5 days a week.
5 days a week. 5 different topics. 5 different random. You got finger. You got finger. You got finger. You got finger. Fingered by Randy and Jason. Jason, we like video games.
I know. I just bought a brand new Xbox Elite S. It's white and it's so good. I am set for the future.
Well, I got some bad news for you, Jason.
What?
You know that 4K TV you have? There's a system coming out by Microsoft that's going to be a hell of a lot better for it.
What?
Yep.
I don't know. It's pretty good, Randy. I think I'm good.
Yeah, this one's going to be a little bit better.
All right. All right. No, I mean, in all seriousness, like, I'm super excited for it conceptually because I am one of those people who does like the idea of having a powerful system.
Yeah.
But I'm somebody who likes PC gaming, but honestly, I just don't want to fucking deal with it.
I'm kind of the same way. I like the idea of having an awesomely super powerful PC, but when it actually gets down to installing the game, and then you have to spend another hour getting it optimized to where it runs nicely on your system, where the frame rate's nice. You don't get any. There could be a little graphical issue with your particular card.
Yeah.
Out of the box, there's just not that same user-friendly thing about just give me a really strong system that'll last me a good 4 or 5 years. I'll be happy.
And I know it's going to lose all credibility with PC gamers, but I don't really like gaming with the mouse.
Neither do I.
I mean, like there are, like in Overwatch, there's huge advantages to playing certain characters with a mouse. Mm-hmm. That goes without saying. But I would rather not play those characters.
There's also
I'd rather just play with a controller.
Huge advantages to being just comfortable.
Yeah.
And usually when I play a game on PC, even if it's an online game and I feel like I'm going to get wrecked, I'll always play with a controller just because it feels so much better. I like being able to lean back and...
I like being able to sit on my couch with my 65-inch TV and play. And I've done my computer into my TV, which is actually good enough that I could play on it without latency and issues and stuff.
Right.
But it's just the keyboard part of it fucking kills it for me every time. So anyways, but yeah, I had this opportunity a few weeks ago. It was around Christmas time, and somebody wanted to buy an Xbox on Craigslist at a really good price.
Okay.
And then there was actually a deal for the S at the same time.
Right, yeah.
I went and sold it and dropped like $30, $40 or something like that into getting the Xbox S. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. So I actually didn't really take like a big hit. So I am looking forward to holidays 2017 when we get the Scorpio, but it's been such a busy week from my other gig doing Star Wars stuff that I don't really know a lot about Scorpio and exactly what I've been hearing things on YouTube and rumors and stuff for the last 8 months maybe or so. But
well, the thing with the Scorpio is that it's supposed to be like a legitimately, I guess I wouldn't call it like the end-all be-all 4K machine.
Yeah.
But whereas the PS4 Pro, which just came out recently, can do some 4K stuff and it just like barely makes it to 4K. The Scorpio like legitimately stands in the middle of where 4K is right now.
Okay.
It's not the best thing. You could certainly get a PC that's way stronger. It could do a lot of these things tremendously better. But this thing right here is an actual box, consumer level, that can play 4K games.
Right.
And do justice.
Is it really 4K? Do you know? Do you know if it's like really?
As far as
4K?
I know, it's a true 4K, not an upscaled.
There was a rumor that they were doing like this chipset kind of mumbo jumbo that was gonna upscale to 4K, but it wasn't quite there, or
Yeah, I'm not. I heard that too. I'm not certain if that is the case, but everything I've been hearing up to this point, that hasn't been really what people were talking about. The specs here show that it should pretty much be able to do these things.
Okay.
So,
I'm seeing shit about teraflops.
Teraflops.
And when you say teraflops, honestly, I just think of floppy titties.
there's a lot of teraflops here. So imagine, Jason, your mind is going to be running wild when we go over these.
Yeah. I'm going to be so horny.
I can't really wrap my head around teraflops either. Floppy titties, same thing. I feel the same way.
Or it makes me think of the Triple Lindy when from Back to School when he does that jump
Right.
into the belly flops. That's what I don't know. Terrible.
Well, I will say that the Scorpio has more floppy titties than the PS4 Pro.
It says 6 teraflops of graphical processing power, true 4K gaming, and compatibility with Xbox One games and accessories.
And that's compared to a 4.2 teraflops on PS4 Pro,
Okay.
which is the best comparison to what these are essentially trying to do the same thing.
Okay.
But this one's trying a little bit harder. One of the big things that I think most people can't wrap their heads around is 12 gigabytes of the very same kind of memory that PS4 Pro has, but this has 12 gigabytes versus 8 gigabytes. So there's a lot more graphical RAM available to the system.
Okay.
And keep in mind, this is like at
wait,
a time.
wait, just really quick. Sorry. And just to be clear, this is going to be the successor to the Xbox One.
It's not the successor.
No, okay.
It's the supplement to Xbox One.
So this is like the badass Xbox One?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
I think as of right now, they're kind of saying that, same with Sony, that if you can play a game on the Scorpio, you can also play it on the Xbox One.
So most of the games are basically going to have like, to be a dummy, all the graphical shaders turned up or stuff like
exactly.
that.
Yeah. And then even games that came out prior to this are supposed to get better load times, if nothing
Overwatch?
else. Overwatch will have better load times. Just by just the sheer horsepower of the system, it will have better
Will it
load
look
times.
better?
Potentially. That's kind of up to each of the developers if they want to actually bring out an update that takes advantage of the hardware.
'Cause that's all I care about is Overwatch.
No, that's all I care about, honestly.
Yeah.
I want Overwatch to just be like, I just get in there and just goes crazy.
Yeah, I hope it helps you get better at Overwatch because you really, I mean, you know,
Oof.
you just,
I need a lot.
I just want to give you some lessons if you want. No, I'm
Thanks.
just kidding. I'm kidding.
Thanks.
No. But seriously though, like Overwatch is. If Overwatch has better graphics, then I'm fucking in. And I'll be honest, when I got the Xbox S, it was because I had heard that it had better load times for Overwatch.
Yeah.
That was my I'll spend $30-$40 for upgrading and get that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, it is better, but there's times when my wife on the old Xbox One still gets in before me.
And that's got to piss you off.
Oh, it drives me fucking up the wall.
We had a thing where Tashi and I both had the very same model of the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Maybe one was released later.
Yeah.
But not like the slim model or anything like that. And hers would always load significantly quicker than mine.
Yeah.
So we'd open loot boxes together or something, and it would always open quicker. It pissed me off.
Do you think it was just like installs on the hard drive? That was the
It could
difference?
be. It could be just I've had that system since it launched.
Yeah.
And maybe it just slowed down, or maybe just the build became. It's like one of those updates you do with parts to make it cheaper, but
Sure.
it doesn't necessarily necessitate a full renewal of the SKU.
But there was no reason to get an Xbox One S.
Yeah,
There was no reason for it. I mean, other than the fact that I could play the 4K UHD DVDs, or whatever they're called.
Right.
And I bought Labyrinth for it. And I watched it on there. And I was like, that was cool. And then they've never put out a movie I wanted to own in 4K on a disc, like truly, where I'm going to sit down and watch it.
And they're going full out with this. They're actually doing a UHD drive on this thing. It's going to be pretty awesome. It's way better than the PS4 Pro doesn't even have that right now.
Right.
So if you are in the market for it, and again, I don't even know if this would be something. We'll go back to specs in a second, but I don't even know if this is something you'd even want unless you're in 4K.
Right.
If you don't have a 4K TV, it just seems kind of like overkill. Yes, load speeds would be quicker, but this could be a $500 system.
Well, it's
going to play the games you could play on Xbox One just a little bit better,
right?
Or maybe a lot bit better, depending.
I had a really good, end of the year financially one time, and I went and I was like, what's my quality of life here besides taking care of my family, for me,
right?
And I'm like, for me, it's the fucking TV.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is the hub of the family. It's what I use for gaming. It's what we watch movies on together. And I'm just like, do I want to put that, get a new car, or I'm like, no, fuck that. I went and got a really good UHD TV. Got one of the best Samsung
TV.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I mean, it's my baby.
That's my baby.
But I have to be honest though. I don't really get to utilize that very often. I mean, Netflix ended up introducing 4K streaming and stuff, and that stuff looks good, but it's still, to me, it's really like having a Blu-ray disc in a drive.
Right?
Good.
Yeah,
it's better than
still.
Yeah, it's. I mean, and I'm not knocking it. And then Vudu does UHD movies that you can buy, and those are still like $35 for a digital movie. It costs more than buying the disc most of the time. And they look great, but they're not quite as good as the disc still. So, anyways, overall, I just feel like I have this piece of hardware, and I've been using it in 1080p the whole time, and that's the early adopter problem.
Yeah, that is the early, because it's very much right now that not everyone's jumped on board with this. It's still in the middle of its phase. In another 2 years, a 4K TV will be a lot more appealing, a lot cheaper, and a lot more widely supported.
I'm gonna fuck this up, I'm sure, but I saw an analyst, I think, saying that there was going to be I'm not going to say the number because I'm going to get it wrong, but a shit ton of 4K TVs coming to the market in the next year or so. And that's why analysts who are saying that this Project Scorpio is a bad idea are saying there's not enough 4K TVs for it. And then the analysts who are saying this is a good idea are saying, no, they're coming and they're going to be everywhere and they're about to get a hell of a lot cheaper and everyone's going to be getting 4K TVs in the next 2 years. So. Yeah,
4K TVs as of right now aren't, like, if you just want like a base level consumer grade one, they're really not terribly expensive.
No, they're pretty terrible. I mean, the really cheap ones are pretty terrible compared to the night. And obviously, I'm saying a bad TV isn't as good as the good TV. But it is sort of.
But you're talking about like crossing that gap where people don't have to spend upwards of $1,200 to get a decent TV.
Yeah, no. When you buy like those like $600 4K TVs, it looks just a little bit better than a 1080p Blu-ray.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when you get down to it, it's not a huge jump, but that jump gets a lot bigger.
Yeah. See, I'm at that point where I really haven't bought my 4K TV yet because I just don't see the reason yet.
Yeah.
And these systems will probably, or Scorpio in particular, will probably be the reason I get a 4K TV. So every time I think about it, I'm like, no, I really don't need one yet.
So do you think, are you going to try to get a 4K TV before winter 2017?
Yeah, I think so.
And then that way you're kind of ready for Scorpio.
Either that or I'm buying them both at the same time. Just like it's going to be an overload of all this entertainment.
New stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm really curious. I'm totally just jumping in the middle of the specs right now. But is the Hovis method, is that where you pull out? I don't know. There's something called the Hovis method.
The Hovis method.
It says to maximize performance and minimize power consumption, Project Scorpio uses the Hovis method, a cutting-edge digital power delivery system that custom tunes each console's voltage.
Wow.
Oh,
that sounds fancy.
It sounds green.
It sounds very green. And considering that might help it not be the size of like 2 microwaves. The Xbox One's fucking huge.
Centrifugal fan?
Centrifugal fan.
Nice. I think that's from Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Professor Centrifugal.
It magically pulls all the heat from around the box into one center.
It was a supercharger-style centrifugal fan, rapidly pulls in and compresses air to deliver maximum cooling with minimum noise.
Very nice.
A vapor chamber. Randy, you vape. Want to tell us about the vapor chamber?
Vapor chambers, they're a lot safer, and you can do mean clouds with them.
It says a first for home consoles, Project Scorpio's vapor chamber uses advanced liquid cooling to ensure the Scorpio's engine stays cool. Now, I mean, it's important, but do I really care if the system is cool?
Well, yeah, you are going to care, Jason.
That's just, I don't care about fads. I'm not a trendy guy. I just want it to be good, man.
It's because you've never had a cool system.
Okay.
When you've had a cool system and you have other systems wanting to hang out with your system, then you'll realize it's a 2.3 gigahertz, 8-core AMD custom Scorpio engine CPU. This is pretty. It's a pretty significant jump from the CPUs that we're used to having in the, especially like the Xbox One, Xbox One S.
So, does this system maybe mean that for the current, like for the future, will there not be like an Xbox One Part 2? Like, are they just going to start upgrading it, sort of like how PCs do, and then like the games are going to be compatible?
I think that it looks like the trend going, like, because everyone was surprised when the PS4 Pro came out because it just breaks the standard of how consoles are released. I think that everyone's kind of trying to adopt the Apple model with this kind of stuff and do iterative like kind of things, then phase out old models, just like you do with games on the Apple devices. Like eventually you reach a point where like, okay, this game won't play on your fucking 6-year-old phone anymore.
Yeah.
You have to upgrade if you still want to play these things. I think they're trying to do that.
Okay.
And it seems kind of crazy because most people aren't used to that. They're used to the clear definition, like, oh, you move on to this, you can play this, and all this other stuff's gone.
Yeah, like when I got my Nintendo Switch, I was like, goodbye Wii games.
But this is cool because it allows you to be a little bit more reactionary to the market, and rather than make these big sweeping changes, you can go, okay, this is what we need to design for right now, and not get a whole new box, but we just need to make these fine-tuned like adjustments and put our efforts right here because this is where gaming's going right now.
Will games always be on both systems, or will there be games that come out that only fit on the Xbox Scorpio?
What do you mean by fit?
Or play on it? Like for instance, making this up, Call of Duty Shower Scrubber comes out.
Shower Scrubber for as of right now will be playable on both systems.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not any. I mean, third party can always do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
And if a
games
too awesome, like indie games will probably be playable across both. But like third party games could do it, but there really doesn't seem like that's what they want to do right now. They don't want to alienate, and why would you want to when even from like the holiday season when this comes out, there's only going to be X amount of these out there. It would make no sense to invest all this money in a third party game and only be able to sell to even at the most like 1 million consoles that you're going to sell like what 200,000 to. You can't invest like that. You have to still sell to the Xbox One people.
Sure.
Or you wouldn't be able to sell enough copies.
Yeah.
And eventually we'll reach that point. But.
Right. The whole thing that I've seen was that there was sort of like analysts saying that this is just going to sell games or just sell to the Xbox audience and it won't sell to anyone new. So like the people who are being more on the sky is falling negative side of it were like, this isn't going to sell to anybody new. But at the same time, I still do know people who want to get Xbox Ones who intend to and just haven't, and they're still on the 360 sometimes. And I think that that audience was really big. So I'm wondering if the 360 audience that didn't jump onto the Xbox One initially, if this will be kind of their stepping up too.
Perhaps. I mean, I'm sure there is some people that don't play games nearly as much and don't feel the need to upgrade a system every time a new one comes out.
Yeah.
Even if it's the same brand that they always buy from. But I mean, in that case, like the PlayStation people, like not all those people who play on PlayStation are devout like PlayStation fans. They just want to play on the system that is more supported. And if this system became the more supported one or the more powerful one, and like the games you wanted to play ran better on that system, then you would leave PlayStation. So I don't believe that it's just Xbox people.
Yeah.
The market always grows. So
did you ever see the South Park episode where all the boys have like a rift because one side wants to get PS4 and one side wants to get Xbox One?
Yeah, that was a good episode.
I'm definitely an Xbox One guy.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Xbox One guys would say that.
But at the same time, you can't. The one thing that truly matters here, and the PlayStation does so much better, is they have way better games.
Yeah, but my problem is their network and their community is complete shit in my personal experience. I had bad experiences not only on their network's performance, but with the culture.
Right.
And people won't talk. That's always a problem online.
Yeah.
But there was a time when we were in complete Overwatch mania, and we were going to play on Xbox One or PS4, and we were jumping back and forth. And hands down, I got better teams, I got better compliance, I got better people on Xbox, and it just so for me, it doesn't matter that they have better games or that their exclusives are cooler or whatever. I care. I'm an online gamer. Ostensibly, that's what I care about. And I honestly see my solo gaming going onto the Switch, like with Zelda and that kind of thing. But I see myself playing online games on Xbox. So that's where I fall, I guess.
Right.
And that might change over time, but that's been my experience.
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, as far as what this thing's success depends on is those people who play by themselves, those people who play online. Like, you need to have those people all there, and they need the games to actually do it. So it's kind of weird to see this thing get introduced, and obviously E3 is coming up rather soon, so they're going to show something.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like Microsoft has a lot of games in the near future to show.
Okay.
I mean, there are a few like games you could consider, and maybe you haven't seen games right now because they're getting prepared for this, and that's why you're not seeing anything introduced because this hasn't been officially introduced yet.
So in a way, though, I already own a shit ton of games that I'm going to be able to put onto the system, like when the day it comes out and play in 4K.
Theoretically,
if they deliver on that, fucking it's sold.
It would be a very smart move if they did.
I'm already in.
Yeah.
And then, I could kind of see like the model that they're talking, or the model that it looks like. Like I know a lot of friends, mostly online friends, but online friends that are losing their jobs right now because GameStop. I know it turns out the Star Wars thing and stuff. We do a lot of GameStop employees. Follow us.
Right.
And like, but they're, GameStops are closing like 200, 250 stores or something like that.
Yeah.
And that kind of seems like a sign of things to come, that store-bought games probably aren't the future. And
no.
I really, the last store-bought game I bought was Zelda on the Switch.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have to do that one. I could have downloaded it, but there was so little space on that system. I decided to get the game physically.
Right. And there's something different about a cartridge.
Sure. But I don't really like buying games not digitally.
And it turns out a lot of people are okay with that too. A lot of people thought, and there was so many people pissed off at the time when they're like, "Oh no, we want to buy our games physical. We want to own these." But when it comes down to it, when it actually goes down to whether people will put their money where their mouth is and actually go into a store and buy something, more people will buy something online. And they're fine with that, and that destroys GameStop.
No. When it's like 10:45 at night and my wife's asleep and my kids fucking finally went to bed, and I'm just like up and I'm like, I'm not going to bed soon, and I'm like, oh, I could buy this game right now and I'm going to have fun tonight. And I'll do it, but there's no way I was going to go out to a 24-hour Walmart and pick it up or something.
Yeah.
I would just do something else.
Yeah.
So I impulse buy things more that way. And then but I also like having kids, like the fact that when there's no disc, there's nothing to mess up. Like we let the kids – I know this sounds bad, but my 3-year-old – is really good at Overwatch now. I'm really not kidding. He gets on Pharah, and he's like a fucking killer.
Like a little savant?
Yes.
Like destroying
he just gets on there, and he just tears shit up.
Right.
And I'm like, at first, I was like, I felt kind of bad because I was like a 3-year-old play online with people who are like really trying to play the game. But I'm like watching him, and I'm like, dude, you're better than us when we're fair. But anyways, on the Xbox that he plays on is my wife's one in the bedroom, and when he's playing on that one, and I don't let him play with the headset, and he doesn't get to talk to people or anything like that. And I'm there
probably for the best.
Yeah, and I'm there supervising. On a complete side note, though, he watches YouTube Kids, and it starts showing gaming footage, and then he ends up hearing the worst thing on YouTube Kids, and I'm like, this isn't working.
Go figure.
But I had to teach him that fuck is a word daddy can use, not kids.
As long as he knows that.
We're getting there.
We don't do it online.
He's dropped some big F-bombs recently. But anyways, though, where I'm going with this is that kids with physical disc, he'll decide he wants to play Disney Infinity, which is what he was originally allowed to play on there.
Right.
But he's handling the disc with his grubby little freaking dirty kid hands aren't getting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
respect.
So digital as a parent is so much more appealing.
Yeah.
Digital as a lazy father and lazy person is more appealing.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I mean, the only downside is that my friends that need that part-time job at GameStop, it kind of fucks them over. Now that's where the guilt comes in. But
yeah.
But that said, I have
a
lot of games I'm going to be able to play on the Scorpio right now.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty happy about that.
Sorry, GameStop.
Sorry, GameStop friends.
Stop trying to sell me insurance on DVDs.
Oh God, I know. I feel so bad for them because they don't want to do it.
No one wants to do that.
We don't want it. They don't want to do it, and it's just Jesus.
It's always just like you have to give them that stern, like, "Nah, I'm good, man."
Yeah, I'm cool, dude. I'm cool. Not today. Not today.
Yeah, not today. If they keep being persistent, then it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come
on. So, anyways, my Overwatch is sounding like it's going to be good for that.
You're going to have the fastest Overwatch experience you can have on an Xbox system.
I just hope Red Dead Redemption is going to be like ready for 4K and everything upon release. Like I hope that because
I think it should be
because Red Dead is the game I'm looking forward to more than any game. Even if somebody said to me right now, Jason, do you want to play Amy Hennig's new Star Wars game, or do you want to play Red Dead? I hate to say it, but it would be Red Dead.
I'd probably say the same.
I would have to go with it. And Red Dead Redemption was probably my favorite game of all time. I think right now.
Wow.
And being able to play that with Xbox community, I like it. That was better there too. What I liked about playing Red Dead on the Xbox community was that the younger people were like really cool. And I got really good like kind of posse set up, and I ended up playing with like a gang of guys and girls that we all had fun.
Right.
And we still play Overwatch together and stuff, and like so I'm looking forward to playing it with those people. But the other side was that there are those old dad types that for whatever reason have a console and they like to play like they're like, I'm going to be John Wayne in this game. And there's nothing that I like more than when those guys come to welcoming them to Brokeback Mountain. Stuff like that. I'm completely a troll in that game.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean only to a certain type of person, you know?
Right.
But it is so fun.
You role play.
Oh, I will tell them that that if they complete me and stuff. But it's a pretty good time. I mean,
and their outrage only encourages you for
it only makes me want to do it more.
Right.
And when they come in and when you're playing a cowboy game and people start saying homophobic stuff on Xbox and stuff like that, it's my passion, Randy. I mean, it truly is. I mean, I just feel like it's what I was born to do.
Right.
You know how there's just like people that were like, I danced and I realized I was born to dance.
Right.
Yeah, I was born
to play Red Dead Redemption and fuck with
John Wayne fans on Red Dead. Yeah. And so I'm really looking forward to Red Dead. And,
that's good stuff.
I'm looking forward to taking my special brand of assholery to 4K.
Yeah, I think 4K is ready for it. They're ready for you. So, yeah, I guess that's a Scorpio. I feel like we scratched the surface. We'll have more to talk about, I'm sure, after E3.
Yeah, after E3 and like they contextualize this, because right now, honestly, it's Star Trek to me. I'm like, okay, sounds good, Scotty.
It's all potential, but there's no proof of the potential, so
show me that green
numbers.
Sexy green alien. I don't care what you have to say about the warp drive, Scotty.
Right. I am curious to see what they do with the AR stuff, though, if they keep on moving forward with that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Minecraft lens thing, HoloLens.
The augmented reality. Sorry. Yeah. It's late. I had a brain fart.
It's all good.
Augmented reality for the stuff we saw in Minecraft last E3. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And I look forward to... I don't even look forward to playing Minecraft, but in augmented reality, I do.
Yeah, I look forward to doing a lot of things I otherwise wouldn't care about in that thing, like porn. Porn in any reality is good. Is that augmented one?
Is that really going anywhere? Like is it? I mean, not to be like the really dumb analyst who's like, if you want to move any technological movement forward, it has to have porn, and because like they look at VHS and what that
right,
in a DVD. And I get it. Okay, you learn this truth, fun,
right?
But I mean, is porn like a thing that is happening in terms of augmented reality and VR or VR?
It's happening. Whether it's
are they doing augmented reality porn yet?
I have no idea.
Because I mean, it does sound kind of cool.
I don't know where anyone.
If you could see it and it looks like it's in your room.
Yeah, right.
That would have an extra level of immersion, I think.
Would have an extra level of immersion.
But I don't know if it. I mean, but just in terms of like actually like seriously, like is it like can they do VR? Like can they actually produce it at like the price point that porn is produced at?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, they can.
Because if that's true, I think that will definitely make people want those headsets.
Yeah.
Now, here's the embarrassing part, though, was the old problem used to be that you were just like, oh, yeah, I'm doing my business under this cover. Oh, sorry, Mom. No, I'm just watching TV. But when you have that headset on, you're just going to be fucking just going to fucking town like mouth is open.
And there's going to be someone there for like a good 2 or 3 minutes.
They're going to be fucking periscoping that shit.
Right. Yeah. And you're look like you're freaking
So let's put this as a check mark for augmented reality, the way to go.
Yes, they're definitely a better one. Mm-hmm. Definitely a better one. Yeah. Lock your doors, kids.
I just walk into your place a lot. I'm going to see some shit I can't.
One of these days, I'm going to be like, hey, man, I was in another world. What do you want from me? What you're judging me on in this world does not exist in that world, and I'm going to be going back to it soon.
You're going to be like, look, dude, that wasn't weird because I was in the Matrix.
Yeah. Me here, not doing it.
Yeah.
Me there, fucking spanking it, just going to town.
Do you think Microsoft would ever allow an adult store to to come into like the Xbox store? Is that too on corporate for them?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would be a smart idea, but if they did, that shit would blow the fuck.
Well,
up.
there's the thing that they're trying to make like a VR standard, like a VR, like a certain kind of compression that is the internet's VR standard. Because up to this point, there really isn't a VR standard that is like the FLV player or the Matroska of like videos that are VR, and they're trying to make that standard right now to make no matter what device you have, VR will be playable.
Okay.
When that happens, one these things kind of become porn kind of becomes the thing because that's just the standard everyone's going to be using.
Is there a chance that there could ever be an app like I'm saying like the Voodoo of porn where they sell all kinds of stuff, but they allow that app on the store? Or would that automatically disqualify it?
That automatically, I think, would disqualify it.
So there's no way to get this porn onto my gaming system.
No, not as of right now.
I'm out.
I'm sure. I guarantee you, people are working on it though, Jason.
I'm out.
Stronger minds right now are like spending a lot of time thinking about these things.
Right now, there's somebody's making the browser hack to install the app. And
exactly, yeah, it's happening.
Running. Yeah.
When you get porn involved, people they find this like power within them to achieve
an animal they didn't know existed inside them.
Like they will reach for the stars.
Yeah.
So the Scorpio.
Well, since I pretty much bought. I bought a Switch to play Zelda and a Mario game. I definitely think that I'm probably going to buy the Scorpio to play Overwatch and Red Dead and some future Grand Theft Auto.
I bet you they lead. I know we'll probably get this finished up here, but they're probably going to lead with Crackdown.
Oh, really?
The new Crackdown will be something.
Crackdown is so weird. Like I had fun playing Crackdown. Me and you played Crackdown, and I enjoyed it, but it is kind of stupid.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of don't like. Oh man, I'm pretty. I think I played 2 Crackdowns now, and I think I'm kind of cracked down out.
Cracked out.
I mean, they're gonna have to really like reinvent Crackdown for me to give a shit.
Yeah, like they wave it around like it's one of like their tentpole games, like, and I'm like, really though? I mean, like, it was cool, but it's not like that's where I'm kind of like talking about like the difference between a PlayStation game. Like that's like a game that they're holding in high regard, where on like Sony, they might not even make that game again because it's just kind of like we have so many fucking games that people are all about.
Right.
So we'll see. Hopefully it will be a great game, but I think that's probably going to be, since they haven't talked about it since that E3, that's going to be one of those games that's going to be on Scorpio.
They're going to do a Halo?
No, of course. They're never going to stop doing
Halos. But is there anything on that? I've heard anything about them doing that? I don't know.
No, not really.
I didn't play.
I don't really pay attention anymore.
I've been kind of checked out of Halo.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things where I was wondering, like, will it get to a place again where I'm interested?
Yeah,
I'm definitely more
curious
if
there's ever going to be a point where I care about Call of Duty again. I haven't cared about that for years upon years.
Call of Duty's a dad game. You know,
it is a dad game.
The guys that I troll.
Right.
I mean, that one, what's the one that just came out? The one I got with my S?
Like the space one?
No, the World War I.
Oh, the World War I?
Oh, no, that was Battlefield.
Battlefield. Yeah.
That game is impressive, but I don't play it.
Yeah.
Just, once again, it's a dad game.
The rumor is they're going back to World War II.
Okay.
They're done with this future fighter stuff. The brand is kind of waning, and they're going back.
When that game was coming out, I shared it on my Facebook for a friend. I was like, hey dude, look, like you were talking about it, and I had some friends in the military, and they're like, no fucking way. There was like shit that was in that game that they were testing that they're not allowed to talk about, and it's in the fucking video game. Like, it's crazy. It was but once again, it was one of those things that almost turned me off to it. I was like, oh, this is scary.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with those games. Like now, so many of those things that happen in those games are so close to home now that it's no longer like it's like, oh, this actually, some of this stuff is, especially in the climate right now.
Yeah.
Like some of that stuff isn't too far from truth. I really don't want to revel in this, like this time in my like fantasy, like fucking have fun time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I want to be like a 22-year-old lesbian that teleports around in space and time and shoots people in the back. That's what I want to do with my spare time and watch porn.
Plus, I want to play Overwatch.
I'm talking about Overwatch.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about being a lesbian, a traveling lesbian.
No, but that would be a good VR game.
That would be a good
If I could be a time traveling, the VR game.
Microsoft's time traveling lesbian. That's fine. It would, make it happen, guys.
It would be good. Yeah, but that's same. I mean, like I would rather play Legend of Zelda than get into. I just don't really like real violence that much.
No, I don't like real violence, but I did like their multiplayer campaign, like the constant carrot on a stick thing. I'm a sucker for that stuff.
Sure,
gets me.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on E3. I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about.
We'll see if I'm a big sucker by this Christmas.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, oh my god, Call of Duty.
Oh man, dude, it looks just like 1080p.
my bros are playing this game.
Cool.
All right, that's it for us, guys. That's the Xbox Scorpio. Hopefully, we'll have more to talk about it soon. See you guys again next time tomorrow. If you have a question for the Fingered Podcast, send it to fingeredpodcast@gmail.com. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, and the Google Play Store. Take it easy. We'll see you next time.